In 2003, modern history witnessed an event that to this day continues to mold not only the Arab world, but the entire globe. Just imagine that the United States and its coalition partners decided against war. That had been a real possibility during the months preceding the invasion, after all. What would the region look like today? May we have been spared the horrifying bloodbath? Had the invasion not happened, the Saddam Hussein regime would have kept ruling even though it was weakened by years of international isolation and sanctions. Saddam had a heinous and oppressive regime, but it brought some stability to the country with its authoritarian governance. If the invasion hadn't occurred, Iraq would have probably remained the same as it was, only with the discontent and occasional revolts that are natural in such regimes, just not the institutional collapse that followed the invasion. As an example, if we had refrained from launching a massive ground operation, life in Iraq might be relatively peaceful today. With Saddam still in place, the tinderbox of sectarian and regional tensions would certainly still be there. But without the US walking through it with caustic boots, it wouldn't have caught fire. In addition, the lack of a long and violent conflict against foreign occupying troops would have stopped certain sections of Iraqi society from becoming extreme and military-focused. If they hadn't needed to battle foreign occupation, Sunnis, Shiites, and others might have been more likely to solve their problems through politics instead of weapons. On a global scale, avoiding an invasion in Iraq would have saved the United States and its allies from being embroiled in an expensive, divisive, and open-ended conflict. Resources and attention once squandered on the Iraq War could have been used to address other pressing global challenges, poverty, development, and terrorism, through means more focused and effective than large-scale military operations. Nevertheless, it is crucial to recognize that refraining from attacking Iraq does not promise a relaxed or steady Middle East. The area had already been troubled by long-lasting battles, territorial face-offs, and profound indignations that would have gone on even if the siege had not taken place. Additionally, the revolts of the Arab Spring showcased the crosswise curiosity for political reorganization and uniformity in Middle Eastern communities, and the negative reverberations could have existed in Iraq likewise, perhaps resulting in chaotic turmoil. On the other hand, if the Iraq invasion had effectively created stability and nurtured democratic leadership, the Middle East could have been restructured in different aspects. If an empowered and democratic Iraq had been taken as a new pattern for regional power, and a modernist trendsetter, it would have encouraged, even necessitated, political reforms in neighboring states. Anti-government tendencies and extremist Islamic movements would have been greatly marginalized if not totally eradicated. Conflict, hostility, and strife would have been far less likely, and real peace and prosperity would have had the chance to flower. To sum up, the choice to enter Iraq in 2003 was very important and had unchangeable influences and, in fact, changed the direction in which the Middle East was running until modern times. No one can tell exactly what would have happened if the United States had not gone into Iraq, but it is for sure that by invading the country, it set off a long chain of events such as led to the death of tens of thousands of people, left much more wounded, and caused great destruction to Iraq's infrastructure. Not to mention the destruction to the country's cultural heritage that can never be repaired. And let us not forget the great spiritual and psychological trauma that the whole nation is incurring.